Maple,
Oh, come on.
Maple, we're about to start the show. Put the game down. Whoa, it's weird to be on this side of the conversation.
But I've been trying to catch this Pokemon all day, and I'm so close.
Is it one on Cinnabar Island? Because that would be on brand for this entry.
Just tossing a great ball and...
Why Great Ball? You should be using an Ultra Ball. Never mind. We have a show to do. A show on one of the most awesome fire types.
Yes! I caught it!
Maple? What was that?
An April Fool's prank? Probably. I wouldn't worry about it.
And after a slight technical difficulty, we're back. Hi, I'm Spruce.
And I'm Maple. Welcome to Beyond the Pokédex, where we talk about what makes each Pokemon unique, from 1 to 1,000 and beyond.
Today we're talking about a Pokemon you might find near this.
Near a lump of dried clay?
No, a volcano.
Oh.
Careful, Maple. This could be dangerous.
Shouldn't you be wearing safety goggles?
It's supposed to be hot lava.
I'm using my imagination to fill in the gaps.
Well, hot lava is precisely the kind of stuff today's entry would take a soothing bath in to restore itself after a long battle.
That's one hot tub.
Sure is. But it's nothing for entry number
126, Magmar.
Thank you, Maple, for always helping me find the missing number.
If you're looking for numbers, Magmar's body temperature is a whopping 2,192 degrees Fahrenheit.
No wonder it can breathe fire.
It can easily cause a heat wave that burns its surroundings to the ground.
Legend has it that Magmar was actually born in the crater of a volcano.
Aw, baby Magby was born in the world's most dangerous bassinet.
Yep. Magby, the Pokemon that evolves into Magmar, was actually discovered after Magmar in the Johto region. They're also considered to be the counterparts to Elekid and Electabuzz.
The electric types?
Yeah, for one, Elekid and Magby were both discovered in Johto, and their evolved forms Magmortar and Electivire were discovered in Sinnoh.
Oh, and Magmar and Electabuzz also have the same gender ratio, 75% male and 25% female.
Magmar and Electabuzz even have similar status-inducing abilities, Flame Body and Static. If either of them are hit by a physical attack, the attacker is at risk of becoming burned or paralyzed, respectively. They also share the same hidden ability, Vital Spirit.
Wow, they have so much in common.
Oh yeah, I'm just getting started. In Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, they both learn the same special moves, Follow Me and Cross Chop.
That's cool, but how does a trainer help their sweet little baby Magby evolve into the fierce body of flames we call Magmar?
Well, that's something else Magby has in common with Elekid. They both evolve at level 30.
Get to level 30 and you got yourself a Magmar.
If you want yourself a Magmortar, you'll have to trade your Magmar while it's holding the item Magmarizer. When I was a kid, I traded my Electabuzz from Pokemon Red for a Magmar, since it was exclusive to Pokemon Blue. It was the last entry number I was missing. Missing.
Whoa, Spruce, you okay?
What is going on today? You guys are playing an April Fool's prank on me. If you play Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Blaine on Cinnabar Island has an awesome Magmar. Wait, Maple, isn't that where you were before we started the show?
Did I say that?
You didn't happen to be surfing up the east coast of Cinnabar Island, did you?
East, west. Let's set our course of staying on topic, Spruce.
Okay.
And the next topic is the Pokemon trading card game. Did you know Magmar was introduced in the very first base set?
It's an OG.
So far, there have been 28 different Magmar cards in the TCG. Magmar cards are fire type and are weak to water type, so watch out for moves like Water Gun. Water Gun. Wait, that's not right.
Okay, for real, what is going on?
Production team's really getting into the April Fool's spirit, I guess.
I think something might actually be wrong. These things have never happened before.
Maybe there's some equipment the production team are missing.
No, couldn't be that. They're professionals. I'm gonna think on this more. Maple, you keep your eyes on the Magmar prize.
Yes, let's. If you do want to use Magmar in the trading card game, Jason Klaczynski, the 3-time world champ, has a brilliant strategy.
Because of course he does.
Back in the distant past of the late 90s, with the fossil deck, Jason recommends you pair Magmar with Wigglytuff.
The evolved form of adorable Jigglypuff.
Magmar Smokescreen buys Wigglytuff all the turns it needs to set up a full bench.
Smart.
And that's not all. Magmar Smog allows you to apply pressure against those difficult Lickitung decks. With 4 energy retrieval, the deck can survive super energy removal and eventually sustain an attacking Wigglytuff.
Genius! The type of genius you'll also find in Magmar trainers in the animated series, like Gary Oak.
Professor Oak's grandson has a reputation for being a sharp guy and a top trainer.
And that's why he crushes it at the Johto League Championships. Well, he was crushing it until he faces Ash in the episode, The Tie That Binds.
A classic rivalry.
When Ash chooses Bug and fighting type Heracross, Gary brings out his fiery buddy, Magmar.
Clearly, Gary was going for a type advantage there.
Definitely. Magmar unleashes a stunning fire blast, but when it adds Flamethrower, Heracross cleverly uses its wings to blow the fire away.
That is clever.
Then Heracross attacks with Mega Horn, and Magmar is KO'd.
Looks like our B-roll is KO'd too.
I'll be honest, I don't know if we can go on like this.
I've had my coffee and now I feel great.
It'll take more than coffee to make me feel better about this.
If there's anything I've learned over the years of playing video games, it's that turning it off and on again fixes most problems. That and blowing air into the bottom of a cartridge.
Sure, might as well try. Cut. Maple, you never answered me earlier. What Pokemon did you catch?
What do you mean?
Were you actually on Cinnabar Island?
Shouldn't we get started again?
Action.
So who else trains Magmar in the animated series?
Paul, Ash's rival who abandons Chimchar,
Not the nicest guy.
also trains a Magmar. And in the episode Lost Leader Strategy, we learned that he used Magmar in a battle with gym leader Maylene. Paul didn't just win the match, he also rubbed it in. And Maylene's still feeling burned long after the battle.
Typical Paul.
In a pyramiding rage, Paul once again chooses Magmar for his battle with Brandon, the Pyramid King, but it gets knocked out by Regirock.
How does that feel, Paul?
I've saved the best Magmar appearance for last, as the signature sidekick of Blaine, the Cinnabar gym leader. When Ash challenges Blaine in Riddle Me This, Magmar creates one of my favorite cliffhangers.
Well, don't leave me hanging. What is it?
Oh, yeah, Ash and Pikachu can't really deal any damage because Magmar uses its body heat as an air lens to diffuse the electricity.
I didn't even know what an air lens was until seeing this episode. Pokemon teaching us real science.
While Pikachu flails over the ledge, Magmar dishes out Fire Punch after Fire Punch, and the episode ends with Pikachu caught between fiery Magmar and the scorching lava below.
Yikes, that's a lose-lose situation.
In the next episode, Volcanic Panic, Charizard wants to battle Blaine's Magmar to test its strength.
Now that's a win-win for Ash.
Magmar puts up a good fight, but Charizard's strong seismic toss earns Ash the Volcano Badge.
Magmar is also in the Pokemon Adventures manga in Make Way for Magmar. After Red defeats 2 Magmar in battle, Giovanni freezes the Magmar. Guess the reset didn't work?
Okay, I'll try to be quick before we turn into a million little pixels. So, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Yes, faster please.
There's a boss fight in Fire Island Volcano with 4 Magmar and their evolved form, Magmortar.
Sounds like Magmar erupted into battle.
And if you're playing Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and you want to snag a Magmar, head to Citadark Isle and find a Cypher Peon named Grupple. This Magmar gets a special move. Follow me.
Nice bonus.
Yeah, and until the release of the Indigo Disc in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, the only way to get Magmar with Follow Me was by trading it up from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
I guess that's our corrupted cue to wrap things up. I certainly learned a lesson today. So, let's see if you did, trainers. What temperature is Magmar's body?
Drop your answer in the comments below. And thanks for tuning in to another entry of Beyond the Pokédex.
And remember... Wait, what does that say? That is one messed up teleprompter.
We were so close to the end, too.
Well, when the reset doesn't work, there's only one thing left you can do to fix your game.
You have to erase the whole file and start from the beginning again.
It's the only way.
Hi, I'm Spruce.
And I'm Maple. Welcome to Beyond the Pokédex, where we talk about what makes each Pokemon unique, from 1 to 1,000 and beyond.